Hi there, I'm Lalo, a mental health therapist by trade. Welcome to the R.E.A.L.M.S Commune. Here, we explore real experiences, search for answers, dive into lore, unpack myths, and create a sanctuary for anyone navigating the unexplained. This is where psychology meets the paranormal. The hope is to build a community where we can share, learn, feel supported as we explore life's deeper meanings and purpose. Stay tuned at the end of this episode for details on our upcoming discussion podcast. Now, these episodes will explore a series of movies or stories as they relate to the paranormal and how psychology can often play a role. Keep in mind, this is not intended to diagnose or substitute therapy by any means, just for education and entertainment purposes. In addition, I'm not claiming that these stories are indeed paranormal. That's for you to decide. I am signaling the parallel in today's episode. As a matter of fact, we are talking about the film Pray for the Devil. Despite some of the reviews I've seen completely shredding it to pieces and tearing it apart, I thought that there were some things worth discussing. Now, the reason why I even started these episodes in the first place was because I saw this movie. I realized there's a lot of mental health concepts shared throughout the film. Trauma, shame, suppression, guilt. Despite the movie having various characters, various stories, the two stories that caught my attention and what we'll be referencing today is the priest sister and the girl in the Vatican archives. So, starting with the girl in the Vatican archives, she shared the story that during a time of war, soldiers stormed into her house where she was residing with her two sisters. They said one would be able to live and the other would be eliminated. She claims that she instinctively ran, and by the time she understood what happened, all she heard was gunshots, leaving her gutted and filled with a guilt she would probably never recover from. In other words, good old unhealthy trauma. In parallel to that, the priest's sister had been abused, became pregnant, pregnancy ended, leaving her filled with a lot of guilt as well, due to her having to make what seemed like an impossible choice. So once more, leaving her traumatized due to the guilt of that decision. Trauma creates a cycle of doubt, doubt in oneself, in one's worth, in deserving forgiveness or protection. This, in some ways, is comparable to how somebody can feel when they become vulnerable enough for possession. Coincidentally, I also noticed that demons actually behave a lot like abusers. They isolate you from your friends and family. They claim no one but them will care for you. They gaslight you. Fear replaces choice. So then I thought, what if these women would have had therapy? What if somebody explained flight or fight to them? What if someone helped them understand that the body keeps the score? Or how the amygdala can trap a person in survival mode? This is often where flight never ends and creativity shuts down, and connection becomes almost impossible. In essence, this limits a person's connectivity to spirituality. The film does have some real trauma indicators, though. Not eating, nightmares, inconsistent sleep. These alone mimic symptoms of severe depression. Now, the whole thing of climbing on walls backwards, a hand coming out of the mouth, they didn't really teach me that in graduate school. That's what I would personally and clinically would say is a oh moment, something along the lines, of yeah, let's take a deep breath and think happy thoughts. Then afterwards, definitely ask for a pay raise. I'm just kidding, but you get it. Another thing to consider is that this movie resolves things in minutes. In real life, whether for exorcisms, from my understanding, and definitely for trauma, healing can take years and still not be fully complete. Another thing that I've actually read that's quite interesting is that the Catholic Church requires generally medical and psychological evaluations before they even consider an exorcism. In the end, It seems that possession in the story symbolizes internal conflict, shame, guilt, moral injury, identity rapture. This, according to the film logic, is enough for possession. It comes through manipulation. So again, my thoughts as a clinician were just what if? What if the stories would have been different and they would have been able to resolve their trauma, or they would have been connected socially uh, to either of their faith communities or otherwise, resolving inner conflict. And working through trauma can often change a life. It makes you wonder, what if? Additionally, things related to the paranormal often carry stigma, which can be enough for someone not even attempt to reach out. In this movie, both women suffered immensely, and for the most part, they suffered alone. At times, or even often, as portrayed in this movie, it's not that they don't even have support, it's that they just don't feel worthy of redemption, so they don't even try. Anyway, that's my thoughts on this, at least for now. If you did enjoy this episode, this video, please like, subscribe, and most importantly, leave a comment. Share your thoughts, questions, your experiences. The whole point of this entire project is just build a community around support so that we can navigate the unexplained. To which actually brings me to my last thing, which brings me to my last point. We'll soon be starting a podcast video series on this very channel where a panel of 5 people break down real stories, offering inside support, multiple perspectives as we blend in the paranormal and psychology as well, offering multiple perspectives as we explore the psychology behind the unexplained and the emotional impact it leaves in our lives. If you have a story of your own you'd like to share, we would love to hear it. Please email it to us at realmscommune.com. Your stories will help shape what we explore next. Thank you for being here. Until next time.